Hey everybody, Shiv here. So, Tavern Brawl. We're going to talk about this now. I do understand I'm a little bit late to the party on this. I actually wanted to hold back because I wanted to wait till my compatriot got back from his quote-unquote vacation. Sorry, Knox. 20 miles is not fucking a vacation. Um, so yeah, I wanted to wait, confer a couple things with him because I have some concerns and some joys that I wanted to make sure that we're not completely unfounded. And lo and behold, I was pretty spot on in what I thought he would think, as well as a few others would think. So I'm gonna give my little opinion on this, and take it for what it's worth. It's an opinion. Everybody has one, kind of like an asshole. Which again, all right. So Tavern Brawl. Okay, obviously the first thing that everybody's going to go is, oh, you guys are ripping off Kripparrian. Oh, you're ripping. No. Actually, if you really want to get down to this, people have been doing this with Magic for some time. Different play modes, different things, limitations, whatnot. But now it's a play mode in the thing. But I mean, it's still the challenge. No, I hate to break that one to you. At Mana Grind, we were running limited tournaments where you actually had deck restrictions on what you could play. All right. There are actually a couple of different things out there. The whole Highlander concept. That's a huge restriction as well. So there's that. This has actually been going on quite a bit. But yes, Kripparrian and all that had that little thing, and that's cool. And apparently there's another one coming up soon. Awesome. So yeah, I don't think you could really say, Blizzard's ripping off Kripparrian, because this is obviously something that they've been developing for a little bit now. We got to see some of the cards that they're talking about, only being available in this mode. And that's kind of interesting. I think that would be, adds a lot of different flavor. But here's my gripe about this, all right? Basically, we're going to get a new Brawl every week, okay? So what it kind of turns into is Tavern Brawl is going to be nothing more than like the casual fun experience of the game. All right. Um, and I think that's kind of cool. When you want to get new players interested in the game, because if you get new players in right now, what do? Oh, you don't have money? Sucks to be you. This is going to be a fun way for them to get introduced to the game, have some fun, and all that. And personally, myself, the monotony of this fucking game can get just downright oppressive. I mean, there are days I don't want to get up and get on stream. There are days that I don't want to make a video. There are days that I don't even want to look at the damn blue swirl. And if I hear Greetings Traveler one more time, I may just blow my fucking brains out. That's how bad, like, the ladder has literally traumatized so many people. These are comments that I've heard many a times from many people. It's like, I don't want to do it. I'm done. Some of the best players that I met in Alpha and CBT don't play this game anymore because, like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. You literally have to be batshit crazy or have one hell of a devotion to play this game, all right? So I kind of like this idea for the fact that it's going to be kind of a stepping stone for a lot of the newer players out there. But for me, looking for something to break up the monotony, I kind of was hoping it would be like every other day there'd be a new Brawl. Now, I understand why they're not going to do this, because that would make pack generation upon its release way too fucking easy. But I do think that maybe later on, when you're not giving away the packs and you have some other reward, we may want to consider increasing the repetition of it, because 4 brawls a fucking month. Fuck you. Alright? Now, I talked with Knox about this, about having like different regions have different brawls and all that, and he thought this was a good idea. This is actually where I disagree with him. The problem I have with that is they're going to have to come out with a bunch of these brawls ahead of time, right? And have them put in there. Well, the thing is, if you're making them different per region, then people can get that information, figure out what's going on, and already be prepared. I mean, that inherently isn't a bad thing, but at the same time, I just feel like it's I don't think it's all that good. I know why he wants it, because he wants the diversity of gameplay, like everybody else in the goddamn fucking meta does. But, meh. I really think they could do some really interesting stuff with this. I can't wait to see what they come up with. Like maybe play as like specific like bosses and whatnot from like Nax and BRM and shit like that. That'd be cool as shit. All right, that's like simple fucking mode for the dev team right there. They've already got these fucking bosses. Let's just give them the deck and have them fight off against this boss or that boss. You know? I would love to see an entire brawl where each one of the 9 classes are replaced with a boss from either Nax or BRM, and the life is scaled to a certain amount. Now, obviously, Patchwork and like those high health bosses, you're gonna have to retool those or just not use them. So, yeah. But I'd love to see some shenanigans with that shit. I think we could have a lot of fun. Though that defense matrix, Chromagus, maybe. That's a maybe. But you see what I'm getting at there. Also, I would love to see some of the styles that we had in those class challenges, especially from BRM and Naxxramas. I'd like to see some of those in there as well, but not identical. All right, so you're gonna have to figure out something for that. Because to be perfectly honest with you, I found BRM to be enjoyable, but what I found the most enjoyable about it were the challenges, the class challenges. The heroics were fucking like cakewalk for me for some odd reason. I'm still trying to figure this out. Was Nax harder than BRM? I honestly have to say yes. In terms of heroic. So, I don't know. There's so many opportunities they have to hear. Hell, if you want, you could take our fucking Nat Pagel fight and go and do that one. Bring that shit in there. If it's the only way we're going to get the Frenzied Bloatfish in the game, go for it, man. I'd love to see that. I'd love to play with it. I think it'd be really fucking hilarious. But what I love about the Tavern Brawl is this is a great new way of testing out card conceptualizations for the game. All right? They literally found a better way of doing testing for new cards. They introduce versions of them in the Brawl, and then they retweak, right? We'll probably get either a tuned up or a tuned down version of it. But they want to see how it affects within the environments that they're creating. The only downside to this is it's literally a rigged environment, and that's never really good place to do any kind of like statistical testing for any balancing, right? You know, it would be like taking data from a war zone and then using that data to advocate why there needs to be more gun laws. All right? Obviously, your results are going to be slightly skewed. So, it may not be the best thing, but it gives an interesting playground for them to work with. And also, have us as the guinea pigs, participants, giving them the feedback and data that they need. Yes, I did that on purpose. Literally, we will be lab rats in a maze on this one, guys. We are the guinea pigs, the lab rats, the monkey shot into space. And for once, I can honestly say it's going to a good development here. If we can get some better cards into this game, make some changes, I'm all for that. Because obviously yelling on Twitter and forums and trying to shame the flannel man does not work too well. True fact. I know, I've tried. So, this is kind of really cool proactive thing. I really do like that. I'd rather be more proactive than reactionary and angry. I do enough angry while I stream. I don't need to be angry off stream. So, I like it. I think it's going to be an amazing thing. I just wish we were getting more of them than one a week. And yeah, so there's that. By the way, I know this is just on the Brawl, but I'm going to throw this in as well. Everybody bitching about the skins cost. Yes, you don't need them. Yes, they are completely superficial. Yes, they are pricey. Yes, you're basically paying $3 for a skin, $3 for some new emotes, and $3 for a new card pack. All right, it's actually like 3.33. But anyway, that is what it's breaking down to, guys. I'm sorry, that is truthful. But again, you don't have to buy it. I myself, I actually feel the price is a little bit on the high end. But you know what? Blizzard's going to put it out there because you don't need it. All right? They've already shown they can make money off of fucking reintroducing the same fucking concept repeatedly, but just putting a new skin on it. Look at how much they made off fucking special mounts in World of Warcraft. My God. They introduced one, and it sold like 4 million for $25. You do the math on that shit. All right? So Blizzard obviously is going, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And you can't blame them, because people will buy it. What I would like to see, since this is the esports genre, and it is something that I've noticed they've been fooling around with in Heroes of the Storm, is weeks where you get discounts on certain ones. Now, it does suck. I will agree you can't get it with gold, but fuck shit, man. Blizzard's got to make their bank off this game. How else do you think they're going to be able to afford to increase prize pools for BlizzCon and shit like that? But just chill out with all the complaints on that, guys. Seriously, 26 pages on the Hearthstone. That's obscene. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on the Brawl. So if you like these videos, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm a fucking asshole, hey, cool. I'm right there with you. Till next time, this is Shiv saying, may Orange Jesus bless you. And if he doesn't, I know somebody who can take care of that problem.